This February, history will be made. Millions will watch as 80 years of unjust stigma is left in the past. A product that drove good people to the black market will be revealed as one that's creating a new global market. This February, what inspired the symbol of counterculture will at long last be seen as just culture. The new normal is coming. Will you be one of the first to see it? Visit medmen.com to watch an exclusive preview.
Hello, Wildcats. It's your boy Kev over here at the Brotherscommon.place, coming at you as Kev G and the Spicy Boys. And this is just a quick disclaimer here to give you a heads up, letting you know that we are, in fact, a comedy and crime podcast. So even though we do cover many serious events and true cases, we do like to throw in some dark humor and inappropriate jokes every now and then. So we're just making sure that you knew that, because it's like, no matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. It's so sad that you're leaving. It takes time to believe it. But after all, it's said and done. Well, I think I pretty much just summed it all up right there, explained it all. Hashtag Clarissa, hashtag Wildman, hashtag Sonny Bono, hashtag Sonny Oh No. Pretty sure that joke hasn't been made before. Anyways, enjoy the show, laugh at the dark stuff.
Alright, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brotherscommon.place tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brotherscommon.place, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And today we got a pretty good topic with a pretty good group of boys, and I want y'all to meet these boys.
What's going on, guys? This is Tim, or Edward Furlong, as they call me during sex, because I start out promising, but then midway through you wonder if I'm dead.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, Edward Furlong's naturally greasy hair his whole fucking life. He's never taken a fucking shower.
But, dude, I really thought of that because I was thinking earlier if he's still alive or not.
I think he is, right?
Yeah, he hangs out with Macaulay Culkin, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he is pretty much dead then.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Not like Macaulay Culkin, but he looks like he died and then got dug up and has just been walking around for 12 years.
He looks like he's Greg Popovich's albino son.
Holy shit, dude, I can see that.
Hey, what up, everyone? This is Spence. This week something funny happened. I went to the bus station. I just wanted to go away, just go somewhere, just see the world, Got to get out and have some new experiences. So I just figured, I'll take whatever they can give me. And they told me, the only buses we have right now are going to Iran. I was like, I didn't understand that. And I was like, but I ran so far away.
Couldn't get away.
A fucking bus all the way there, dude. What a boring ass ride.
As long as they were showing like Greece or something, they'd be fine.
And then when you took that bus to Iran, they took your membership and revoked it, so they dismembered you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's Saudis. Whatever.
That is Saudis. But,
it was still good.
But when I did get to Iran, they backed out of every deal that I made with them.
Hey, everybody, this is Toof. Just started a farm. I put my little chickens in with my roosters, so I guess you could say I like my chicks with dicks.
Yeah, I love how fast
cocks.
you said that.
That's what roosters are called, right?
They are called cocks.
You can do it again, man.
I like my chicks with cocks.
When
Loved
the
it.
cocks crow.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
And it's your boy Kev, a.k.a. the Dirty Dog, or you can just call me Whitey, like my neighbor in Orlando that was a Puerto Rican guy. That's what he would always call me, but he was a super cool dude. On Thanksgiving last year, him and his wife, they made me food. And when he gave it to me, he said, I know you're going to love this food, Whitey.
Oh, man.
I said, thanks, man. Because I can't say anything back.
Yeah,
So,
you can't.
It's funny because, you're not white to us. You're just Asian.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's a proud Asian American woman.
That's true.
It's funny.
No, that guy was cool though. Like he would always sit on his porch smoking weed every day, and he'd be like, "Man, Whitey, you always smiling." It's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to smoke?" I'm like, I was like, "No, dude, I still don't smoke weed." Like every day, like, "No, still not smoking, man. Thanks though."
Did you ever catch him listening to Daddy Yankee?
No,
Yankee Daddy?
I don't know. No,
Okay.
he was like a 50-year-old dude. He's cool as fuck though. I mean.
Oh, so he's my cousins.
So alrighty, this time of the year it starts getting pretty cold, much like this case, and search for our missing person. And if that wasn't cold enough, we are moving on up to the west side of Minnesota.
Oh shit!
I've got a question.
What?
What is a cold case? For the listeners that don't understand.
In Minnesota, every case.
Every case, it's like it's not solved at all. It's like comes to like a halt, you know, like
So in a way, they do it when the body's cold.
no.
Bodies cool down really fast.
In some cases, they don't even find the body, like in this case.
Ooh.
So that is right. Today's
Spoiler
case
alert.
is a missing persons case in which we will talk about the disappearance of Brandon. Oh shit! What's his last name? It starts with an S. Let's see.
that's
Swammy, Slippy, Slappy,
Samsonite.
Swanson, Samsonite.
I was way off.
No, it was Brandon Swanson. We'll be talking about the disappearance of Brandon Swanson in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Did Jeff Hardy steal his finisher?
No.
Swan Song Bomb.
He didn't steal it. Like, Jeff didn't steal it because, like, Brandon... No, this isn't even funny, dude. It was just going to be his. It's called the Swan Gone Bomb.
Oh, come on, that would have been funny.
I do got something to say. I
Yeah.
mean, this episode's going to come out after. It comes out a week from now, right?
Yeah. No, it's going to come out on Sunday.
I hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgivings. And, you know, if you're a turkey eater or you're a ham eater on Thanksgiving, you know, if you're fucking weird, I don't know. But happy Thanksgiving.
Wait, why is
you
that?
fuckers.
Why is that weird?
Oh, I don't like turkey, so I'm a ham guy.
So if this case sounds a little familiar, you may be a listener of the Trace Evidence podcast. It's a super good podcast, and I really respect Steven that puts it all together. He just released an episode like 2 days ago that is this case, and I messaged him right after. I was like, yeah, I just finished writing the outline and everything for that case, and I'll just let him know, but yeah, he's super cool about it. He gets like millions of downloads. He gets more downloads in like one day than we have in total.
Yeah.
But
For
no,
now, we're coming for you, buddy.
Oh shit! But no, he's a super cool dude. So if you don't listen to that podcast after this episode, go check it out and give his episode a listen. It's super good. I listened to it today.
Have you listened to his pod of it, or do you like try and like stay away from like outside influences?
Well, I listened to it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, real quick, I just want to give a shout out and safe travels to our Bash brothers in the Last Bandoleros. They're on a tour in Germany, rocking it over there. So safe travels whenever they come home, and hopefully they play in Ohio soon.
For sure, yeah, we got to have those beers.
That's right. So alrighty, anything before we move on to the case?
Oh, I have a question about the podcast thing next summer in Chicago.
Oh yeah, I never mentioned that.
Is that still like a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna have like a bunch of big podcasts. So yeah, we're gonna be at a podcast convention in Chicago in July, and there's gonna be some like big podcasts. I think they're gonna be like doing, I don't know, like a panel. Some might perform live. I really don't know. It's just one day. We're gonna be there just hanging out, so nothing like special from us. No one even there will know that who we are or why we're there.
They will when we're done.
Yeah.
But if anyone in Chicago who knows who we are, if they're there in July, we'll do something super cool for you.
Yeah, I was just going to run up stage and just show everybody my wiener.
Yeah, we should do that, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll give out back rubs for
They'll
free.
be like, well, why is Tim fucking whipping around that pool noodle? Oh, shit. So, alrighty. So, a lot of this information I got from an article on truecrimediva.com. They had a lot of good information there. So, alrighty. The actual case, the day is Wednesday, May 14th, 2008. And 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was out celebrating with his friends. The reason, he was a freshman at Minnesota West Community and Technical College, and it was the last day of classes for his freshman year. So a perfectly good reason to go out and celebrate.
Absolutely.
But if you want a reason not to celebrate on that day, the United States Department of the Interior declares that the polar bear is a threatened species due to declining levels of Arctic Ocean ice as a result of global warming.
No.
What the fuck
So,
are we talking about?
Shitty day all around.
Oh, okay. That happened.
Shitty day all around.
Depends on your view on it, though. You might have celebrated that.
Yeah, it's true. If you fucking hate polar bears, then I could see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Fuck them. They sink the Titanic and they drink all of our Coca-Cola.
it was an accident, Jeremiah. You know this.
What about the Coca-Cola, Kevin?
I am sick of having this conversation with you, dude, every fucking day.
I'm tired of those fucking polar bears dancing around that goddamn commercial
He's
drinking
just-
my
He's
Coca-Cola.
playing with his kids. They're just sliding down the hill.
I want them deported.
Holy
We'll see how far you get with that, Jeremiah.
Back to the Arctic where there's no ice.
If there's global warming, I don't have to. I just gotta wait. Wait it out, you fucking polar bears.
They're just going to turn into growler bears. You know what that is? Where a grizzly and a polar bear fuck?
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a thing.
I would like to fucking watch that, dude.
that is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be feisty.
That's a big bear.
That's a big bear. Now back to Brandon. He graduated from Marshall High School in 2007.
Holy shit,
Oh,
Mark.
what's that, Dad? We are Marshall. All right, good one, Dad.
I was going to say Marshall in Minnesota. Just How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, I thought about that the whole time.
I heard that high school really matters.
Is this a Marshall matter?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Holy shit, I didn't even catch it.
So Brandon, he spent a year studying wind energy and turbines at Minnesota West Community College after high school. And he had also worked at the Hy-Vee food store for 4 years before his disappearance. And his mother describes him as an avid reader with many interests, and he was very devoted to his family.
I wonder if he learned to paint with all the colors of the wind.
Dude, imagine how fucking sweet it'd be working at the High C store and just getting all those free taste tests.
Dude, I really was about to say that.
Fucking ecto cooler.
Because what the fuck is Hy-Vee?
I think it's just a grocery store. Probably just like a local one.
Does
that kind of cool, like the Hive. I like
that make anybody else like think of like
HIV? A
Yeah.
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of Eazy-E.
Oh,
That's not even funny.
Oh,
I'm just joking.
Oh,
Keep it.
man.
But Brandon, he was also blind in one eye. So that sucks.
I don't think I saw that part.
oh, shit. Where did he come from?
Minnesota,
Oh, okay. Where did he go? What school?
Marshall.
Where did he come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, God.
How the fuck was I supposed to know that?
Oh.
He's just trying to set up his own joke.
You made me feel like a fucking idiot because it was all dead quiet and I was answering. I was like, dude, I don't fucking get this
You're
at
like,
all.
"Oh, the fuck are you going, you fucking idiot?"
Oh, man.
And Brandon's date of birth was January 30th, 1989, so almost his 30th birthday now, and he's been missing for just over 10 years. So anyways, on this night, May 14th, he's returning from the party that he was at, and I'm not positive, but I think it's believed that he was just heading like straight back home to his parents' home where he lived. And the place where he was partying, that was located in Canby, Minnesota, and his home is in Marshall, which is about 30 miles away on Highway 68.
Is that a cool looking town? It can be. Is it beautiful? It can be.
Now, if he would have drove from Canby to Marshall down Highway 68, then it's just a straight shot. It's all on that road, so he wouldn't have to turn off or anything like that. However, that's not exactly what Brandon decided to do that night. And looking at Google Maps, it literally is a straight line just southeast to get to Marshall from Canby. So it's just a straight shot. Like, there's no way you should fuck that up.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of the cases we do where if you just would have gone the way, you would have been fine.
Yeah. Speaking of the way, that's going to get brought up a little bit later.
Oh, nice.
Some foreshadowing.
I mean, maybe he just stopped to smell the polar bears.
That's true. He could have, or wrestle them.
Oh.
And the reason that we mentioned the directions from Canby to Marshall and it being a straight line, we'll bring that up in a minute. And now on his drive home, he decides that instead he's going to take the back roads home, which if he just left the party, maybe he was a little bit drunk, maybe he wasn't, we don't know. But I've read some reports that say he had a little bit to drink, but honestly, who knows? Because they asked his friends and they're like, no, he wasn't drunk. But they could also just be covering for him because he's like 19.
Yeah, everything I read said he had like one or two.
Yeah.
But they could have just been trying to cover.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't drunk at all, but he could have been also fucking plastered. But either way, if you're driving home, even if you've had just one, whether you've had one beer or 10,
Yeah.
I could see you being in the mindset of like, well, I'm taking the fucking back roads home. I don't want to run into any cops or anything.
I had a buddy that would just fucking do that sober. Yeah.
Dude, we had a guy in our high school that had a DUI in like high school. So like we always laugh because he had the fucking DUI plates.
Oh, fuck yes, man.
So it's possible he could have been drunk or not drunk at all. We have no way of knowing. I did see that he did have a shot of whiskey, which we'll mention again in a minute.
Oh, okay.
But what we do know is that he avoided Highway 68 and chose to take the back roads. And if he was drinking or a little buzzed, then I completely understand why he would have taken these back roads. It's a convenient way to avoid police and possibly other vehicles.
Totally.
And even though Toy Story 2 tells us otherwise, when Buzz gets in the pizza truck and drives away, Buzz driving is not permittable either.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So be safe and laugh at the dark stuff.
Hashtag Wildman.
Maybe if he took Highway 69, then he wouldn't have to take the back roads.
Oh, yeah, he'd take fucking the highway straight to your mom's house.
I don't know.
Kev, it's got a name. It's called the Hershey Highway.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Then you are taking the back roads.
Oh, yeah.
I love when Buzz says, "You're mocking me, aren't you?"
Dude, Buzz Lightyear's awesome, dude. Buzz. So some friends do, however, state that Brandon was at the first party in the town of Lind, and he did not appear intoxicated while at that party. And then when arriving at the second party, which is in Canby, they said he did take at least one shot of whiskey. So like we mentioned, who knows? We have no fucking way of knowing whether or not he was drunk or not.
I would never drive after a shot of whiskey. Like, I feel like beer or two after you wait a second, whatever, but fuck that after a shot of whiskey.
Oh, yeah. That little whiskey dick.
That's right, man. I gotta have sex while I'm driving. Maybe like Charlie Sheen in the movie The Chase.
Oh, my God, yes. It's just your hand, though.
It always is.
And you have Edward 40 hands going on. Imagine trying to drive home with Edward 40
Holy
hands.
shit, dude.
Or trying to ski.
Either way, yeah. Oh my god, dude.
Wait a minute. What if it's Edward 40 hands with pocket pussies, though?
Oh, that'd be awesome, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Well, thanks to if I didn't have any plans for tonight, so
It'd be like who wants to be a millionaire? I have 4 choices to choose from.
So it's sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. or around that when it's believed that Brandon started his drive home. And sometime during his drive home, he drove his Chevy Lumina into a ditch along a gravel road. Luminas were badass cars,
Yeah,
dude. My mom had a Lumina. That thing had some balls. I liked it.
Dude, JP's fucking Lumina that he's also put in a ditch on a gravel road.
Our friend JP had this Lumina that he fucking fell asleep driving like 10 times and has hit like 100 mailboxes and shit with it.
He's went through many Luminas too, I think 3.
A friend and I once chased another friend in a Lumina in the back roads of Ohio. We almost got air going over hills.
Fuck yeah.
You're like the fucking car in the Beastie Boys Sabotage video.
oh hell yeah, dude.
Basically.
And luckily, Brandon was all right and uninjured. However, his car was stuck in the mud. And I think I read that like 2 of the wheels were in the air. So like it was like at an incline angle to where he couldn't get any traction to get out.
An inclined plane?
It was an incline airplane.
See, it does seem like, because I kind of forgot that he drove his car into a ditch. It does seem like he might have been drunk,
Yeah, and also driving around at night.
especially if you don't know where you're at.
In back roads where it's like just fucking black.
Yeah,
It's
tough to see.
Some sources, they state different phone times on when he called his parents, but the most common mentioned one is around 1:54 a.m., and that's also the most specific one and the one that like his parents agreed to, so I'm guessing that's the correct one.
Yeah, I would hope so.
And so he calls his parents and like lets them know what happened and asks for help. And this call would fucking suck. Like I can't imagine how pissed my dad would be if I called him at like 2 a.m.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
hey, I
dude.
drove my car into a ditch.
Yeah.
Driving home from a party.
Especially if you were drunk.
Yeah, fuck that. One time in 6th grade, my dad was sleeping, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend at the time, and I was a fucking idiot. I was on the top bunk, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to roll off my top bunk. I'm putting my phone on the ground so you can hear it when I roll off. And I did that, and I fucking broke my wrist. And, like, I didn't cry. I was in so much pain, but that was, like, one of the only times in my life I didn't cry about something.
Yeah.
And, like, I was like, Dad, I think I broke my arm. He looked at it. He's like, no, you're all right. My mom was like, no, I think his arm's broken. My dad was just ready to go back to bed.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck this.
What the actual fuck is going on with my fucking wrist?
I feel like really bad though too, because my mom wasn't even impressed by you doing that.
Dude, my and I'll
Dating my mom in 6th grade.
and I'll be honest, my game hasn't really improved that much since those days.
I was gonna say, so you said you were talking to your girlfriend on the phone, then you rolled off the bed and fell on your girlfriend?
Am I right? That was my writing wrist too, which fucking sucked.
Okay.
The good thing though, like his game hasn't gotten any better, but like the beds aren't as high up, so when he falls over now, he doesn't break his arm.
And my game was so shitty that even back then, they were calling it Fallout 76.
Wait, is it really horrible?
It's pretty shitty, yeah. And also, before Brandon tried calling his parents, he did try to call his friends and ask for help, but none of them answered, so none of them could come help him out. And since this is a little confusing timeline-wise, we're going to give a quick summary recap right here. And we're going to go with the story that Brandon left the party in Canby sometime after midnight and expecting to drive about 30 minutes to get to his home in Marshall. Instead of taking the main highway, he took the back roads and ended up driving his car into a ditch and getting stuck. He then tried calling his friends around 1:15 a.m., but none of them answered. And then he finally calls his parents at 1:54 a.m. to ask them for help. So that's a summary of where we're at so far.
Yeah.
So that means like a half hour. I don't know what he did for half hour.
Oh, I think he had a Chumbawamba CD.
Well,
So-
that explains everything.
Oh,
actually.
so he played Tub Thumping on repeat like 10 times.
Case closed.
Well, that's
And-
what Kevin did. He got up again after he broke his wrist.
So Brandon, while on the phone with his parents, Brian and Annette Swanson, he told them all about his situation with the car and the ditch and how he needed a ride. And then he told them that he believed he was between Marshall and Lind, and then told them the location that he believed he was at. And it's mentioned by like his father and talking about it. Brandon was like very adamant on where he was. Like he believed 100% that he was where he was telling him. He's like,
Yeah.
I know exactly where I'm at. This is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And he also let his parents know that he was uninjured and that like he was all right. Like he didn't like bump his head or anything. He wasn't bleeding or injured. His car was just stuck in a ditch.
He was adamant about where he was, but actually he was in Narnia.
Oh, fuck. That ditch was located in the back of my father's closet.
Oh.
I made mistakes. I bumped my head.
What's that from?
I don't know.
Kanye song.
Oh, fuck yeah. The glitch.
I'm the glitch.
The glitch.
She was on the side of the video game.
I might edit in the glitch clip right here because it's fucking good. It's in my code.
Do you know how many times I sat with people and said, hey, I want to make a store? And they said, how could you make a store? Blah, blah, blah. It's in my code. It's in my code. Have y'all ever seen Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah.
You remember how that girl in there, the people that was racing, they were,
glitch.
yeah, she was the glitch.
Yeah.
You telling me they don't look at me like the motherfucking glitch? You telling me people don't look at Kanye West like the glitch right now? And she was on the side of the video game the whole time. It's in my code. It's in my code.
So his parents, being good and decent parents, let him know that they're on their way and they'll pick him up. So they head to the location that Brandon told them. However, when they get there, there's no Lumina and no Brandon in sight. They couldn't find him anywhere. And his mother, Annette, she then called him again and decided that, she's like, well, since we can't find each other, we're going to flash our headlights and you flash your headlights to see if we can better locate each other. And she said while on the phone, like she could actually hear him like flicking the lights on and off.
Yeah.
But nothing. They couldn't find each other still. So they're both getting frustrated. And at this point, the mom is like, we're flashing our lights. Don't you see us anywhere?
It's like, I'm flashing your dad.
I'm flashing your dad, and we haven't even left the house yet. We're gonna get nasty for a little bit. So you know what day of the month it is, and it's nasty day.
It's his birthday.
So Brandon and his parents, they're getting frustrated and a little annoyed. Plus, it's really late. Brandon just left the party, so we don't know. Maybe he's coming off of his drunkenness, intoxication, and he starts to get like a little annoyed with stuff. And his parents just got woken up in the middle of the night. So they're getting frustrated and annoyed with each other, and Brandon, he then hangs up on his mom. And we don't know if he is intoxicated for sure, but he's probably embarrassed. Who knows? It's a shitty situation, and he's only 19. So I can understand why both sides are like annoyed with each other at this point.
Yeah, totally.
And so his parents, after being woken up at 1 a.m. driving around trying to find him, here's a quote from his father on the situation. "We got in the pickup to go to the spot where he felt he was," Brian said. "He thought he knew exactly where his son was, about 10 minutes from their home in Marshall. And he was absolutely positive that he knew where he was." So the place that he told him is 10 minutes away from where they live.
Yeah.
That's where he told him to look.
And you would think, like, you would know that spot if, you know, it's that close to where you live.
Yes. So we'll get there to where he actually is, but he's like 100% certain that he is like 10 minutes away from where he lives.
Absolutely.
But really, he was in Narnia.
In Narnia. So Annette, his mother, quickly calls him back and like apologizes. She's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean for us to get upset and frustrated." And some reports say that Brandon told his father he was going to walk back to his friend's house in Lind. And then his father's like, "Okay, well, we can pick you up there." His father drove back home to drop off Annette. And then he headed back out to find Brandon. And then Brandon, he's on the phone with his father this entire time as well. So he's like keeping him company. So, I mean, that would suck to be walking around alone out there. So
super dark and shit.
And then Brandon says that he could see the town lights of Lind, which is the nearby town. And he tells his parents that since he's leaving his car, he's heading towards town. And he tells his father to meet him at the Lind's Tavern parking lot. And during this time, Brandon, him and his father, they're on the phone for like another total of like 47 minutes.
Wow.
And during those 47 minutes, Brandon stated that he was going to cut through some fields so that it would be quicker for him to get to town. And he also mentions like he's walking down a gravel road and like he's cutting through fields. And he told his father that he saw 2 fence lines that he had to cross. And he also heard running water. So that's kind of like him trying to like pinpoint where he's at.
I feel like I'd be creeped out, like
Fuck yeah,
walking in
dude.
the dark with all like going through fields and
Take the fucking road. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not walking.
Like,
And you think he would tell his father, like, instead of meeting him at like the tavern, just be like, "I'm walking on this road towards there."
Yeah, just fucking find me now.
Right.
Get me out of the dark. I'm fucking scared.
And then all of a sudden, Brandon yells, "Oh shit," and the call abruptly ended. His father said it sounded like Brandon may have slipped and fell. And this "oh shit" end of the call would be debated heavily online by family, friends, and everyone else that has like ever heard of this case. But that's the last time that anyone has ever heard from Brandon.
Yeah.
His very last words were on the phone with his father and him saying, "Oh shit."
Which that's pretty creepy.
That's fucking scary as fuck. Just terror. If you're the father, how fucking terrifying that is.
And especially because, like, because obviously this wasn't recorded, so it's not like he can play it back.
Yeah.
So basically, it's what he thought it sounded
Yeah.
like. So I mean, did it sound like somebody was grabbing him, or like if he fell, or what?
And we're going to talk about this. So when we get to the theory section, we're going to talk about this "oh shit" part.
Yeah.
So his father was like, "Oh, all right. Like, what the fuck just happened?" He tries calling him, and he tried calling him like 5 or 6 times, but they never get through.
Really, he just stepped in a cow patty.
That's the part of a theory. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
And each time they called, it would ring and no answer, and then it would go straight to his voicemail. And then eventually, the next day, while calling, it would just go straight to voicemail. And some people debate that part as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But in reality, whether your phone rings or goes straight to voicemail, it has nothing to do with your actual phone. It has a lot to do with like the carrier and things like that. So there's a lot of things that decide the factor whether or not it's going to go straight to your phone or not. But I mean, at the time, I don't know if they really knew that at all.
I didn't know that till just now, because I thought like if the phone was off, it just went straight to voicemail.
That's what I thought too. Well,
Yeah.
if it is off, sometimes it rings. That's why if you call, sometimes you're trying to find a phone, and if it is dead, it may ring sometimes. So it just all depends on the carrier.
Gotcha.
Which I didn't know either.
Yeah.
So whether or not this means anything, that is up for debate as well. And yeah, 10 years ago is when this happened, and that is the last time that Brandon was ever heard from. Now, before we get any further, I just want to give a description on what he looked like and what he was wearing when he disappeared. So he was 19 years old at the time. He was 5'6" and only 120 pounds.
He's a little dude.
So when we get to theories,
Damn.
if something did happen to him, like I don't mean anything bad or anything offensive.
He's a small guy.
But it's not, yeah, he wouldn't be that hard to overpower.
Maybe like a red-tailed hawk carried him away.
Dude, so
Says the guy who weighs like 139.
Well, it was actually nighttime, so it's probably an owl.
well, that's a good point.
Dude, I've been trying to get this podcast to be about owls.
My grandma that has Alzheimer's, she was sitting there, and my dad and uncle were just sitting there talking with her, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh my God, did you see that?" They're like, what are you talking about? She's like, "That hawk just picked up that cat and carried it away," and none of that fucking happened. And my dad is telling me this story and fucking cheesing out laughing.
Hey.
Yeah, it'd have to be a small cat.
I think you mean my grandma.
Oh, shit.
Because she don't know any better. At least that's what I've been telling her.
So you took the cat?
No, I was saying, like, I just walk in like, "Hey, grandma, it's me."
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, so back to Brendan's description. He was wearing a white t-shirt under a blue striped polo sweatshirt. He had blue jeans on, a black hoodie, and he also had a flat-billed Minnesota Twins cap.
I heard he had a barbecue stand in that white t-shirt.
And oh my God, dude, no. I worked so hard for that first kiss, and a heart don't forget.
Oh, dude, I was glad somebody knew where I was
damn,
going
Wait,
with
what was
that.
he wearing? What hat?
A Minnesota Twins. And Brandon, he was Caucasian. He had brown hair, blue eyes, and he also wore glasses, and he had pierced ears. And the reason we mention his description is because none of this clothing, his shoes, any of his clothes, his phone, glasses, nothing has ever been found since. So there's been no traces, no evidence, no clues of anything.
Wait, he wore glasses?
Yes.
Maybe he took on a new identity
Oh, man.
and he moved to Ashland, Ohio.
Maybe he did.
Possibly. That is
That guy's actually fucking missing right now,
that
too.
is
So.
a theory. Not exactly 100%, but well, it's Spence's theory.
Used to be on this podcast.
I was saying he's missing, man.
Andrew, you son of a bitch. So Brandon's father, he then spent several hours driving around looking for him, but no dice. He couldn't find him anywhere, and he couldn't locate the Lumina either. And then at 6:30 a.m., roughly 4 to 5 hours later, his father notified the police. And you would think that the police probably went out right away and began searching, but that's not exactly what happens. The police told the parents to wait a while because it wasn't unusual or unheard of for a young adult male to sometimes disappear or go off the grid. And the police even told Brandon's parents that he had a right to be missing, which is just kind of like a fucking cold thing to say. And especially because it's the parents are like, yeah, he called us and we were talking to him. And in the middle of the phone call, he said, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, I feel like that's a reason to go look for him.
And we can't
Right.
find him or anything. So
Yeah.
the police, they don't even do anything for a while.
Wow.
Fucking wow.
Yeah. I mean,
That's common, though.
and I agree that not going out right away, maybe being a little bit well, he just graduated and he was at a party, so maybe. But after getting the details from the parents on the actual disappearance, you think they would go out right away?
Come on, what the fuck else were you doing?
Yeah.
Just go.
Hey, Kev, do you think the cops are seeing that town? They can be.
They can be. Hey, and why was the security guard watching Jeepers Creepers? No one will know what that is, but if you do, fuck yeah.
Oh my god, I hope somebody does.
And later on that day, which would be later on Wednesday, since this happens at 2 a.m., cell phone records were gathered that showed Brandon's call wasn't actually from Lind, where he told his parents he believed he was. His cell phone actually pings him at being near Porter, Minnesota, and Porter sits between Canby and Marshall. So they got those records quick. They used the cell phone records to ping where he was.
Nice.
And I think it's wherever it pings, that cell phone was used within 3 to 5 miles, I believe it is.
Wow.
And so a quick retracing of Brandon's driving, he left Canby to head home, which he knew would take 30 minutes. He believed that he was in Lind, which was 40 minutes from Canby, and 10 minutes from Marshall where he lived. But in actuality, he was last pinged in Porter, which was only 10 minutes away from Canby where the party was. So he's more than 20 miles away from where he thought he was,
Yeah.
Wow.
which
that's-
is
So he was drunk.
that's what many people think. Many people think he either was intoxicated or possibly maybe he did bump his head in that wreck. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit. Maybe he drank one of Cosby's mixed drinks at that party. He was on the loose then.
A Spanish fly will get you.
It's true.
And search manager Jeff, I don't know if it's Hasse, I don't know, it's Hasse. Search manager Jeff Hasse with Midwest Technical Rescue Training said, "It's a straight shot down Highway 68, but he wasn't on it. He took the back roads on the way home. We believe that he got disoriented, and at one point, we know for a fact, he ended up traveling on a field road between two fields." And the Lyon County Sheriff's Office says Brandon Swanson's Lumina was found shortly after noon Wednesday, right on the border between Lincoln, Yellow Medicine, and Lyon counties, but no phone has ever been located.
Yeah, but you can't believe anything that Lyon County says.
That's true.
Were you saying like at one point there was like a half hour like unaccounted for? Like when Tube said he was probably listening to Chubb.
Yeah, he called his friends at like 1:14 and then his parents at like 1:54.
Gotcha. So I mean, could that have been when he was like driving in the wrong direction, or was that after our?
No, that was when he wrecked his car.
Oh, fuck,
yeah, because he called his friends to help him.
Okay, gotcha.
And then since this is like right on the border of 3 counties, that also affected the case a little bit because the jurisdiction was all fucking weird because they were like, all right, well, which detectives are going to be covering this and going for it and shit.
Just fucking do it.
Just like get off your fucking ass and find that fucking dog.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one part of the story I didn't like, Miss Libby. And here's a quote from, it was on a link from Web Sleuths. So I don't know how reputable this quote is, but I did see that if Swanson had made a 911 call from the location, it would have taken almost no time to find him because dispatchers and law enforcement officers would have been able to trace his location to within at least 300 feet, which I don't know how true that is. And I'm sure he didn't want to like call police or ambulance or anything, but if he would have called like 911 to get help, everything, like, who knows, you know, like
absolutely.
He could have been just safe within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But who knows? And so the official search would start around 12:30 p.m., which is 6 hours after the police were called. And the initial belief and a common theory that many authorities believe is that Brandon fell into a body of water and drowned, like since he was near the Yellow Medicine River, or I think it was called. And while he was on the phone with his father, he did mention hearing running water.
Absolutely.
And this is in the beginning of May, correct? Is that what I said?
Yep, May 14th.
Yeah.
2008, wasn't it?
Of 2008 in Minnesota, and the weather was like, I think it said like 39 degrees.
Holy shit.
So it's still pretty fucking cold.
Jeez, in fucking May, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
The weather outside was fucking frightful, man.
Yes, it was.
I bet you if he would got home, that fire would have been delightful.
And especially if he did fall in water with it being 39 degrees. That we'll get into our
fuck
theories
that.
about that, but fuck that.
Yeah.
Pretty cold.
I mean, Jack tells you all about it in Titanic.
Yeah, he knows all about it.
He
He
does,
lived
man.
to tell the tale. Know what pisses me off most about that movie?
The table?
No, not
or,
that.
Or a door, or whatever the fuck
No,
they're on.
not that at all. The fucking fact that she used the axe to chop those handcuffs. How bad her first swing was.
Yeah,
and then the
she
second
gets it.
swing is like fucking Gallagher on a watermelon, dude. You know he's not gonna fucking miss that fucker.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your dad's really good at
He's
hitting those.
pretty good. He's got a lot of practice.
Dude, what grinds my gears is not even that. It's the fucking end where she like takes the fucking jewel of the ocean and fucking drops in the water, even though he's been searching for it.
Yeah.
I would have grabbed her fucking old baggedy ass and threw her over with the fucking jewel. Be like, hey, go find Jack when you're down there, bitch.
Hell yeah.
Oh, good.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
One note about the river, I have read that a lot of people in the area refer to it more as like a creek, but since winter did just end and it is going into spring, a lot of like the snow and stuff was melting and the river was a little bit higher, but it's not supposed to be like that deep. Like I think they said the deepest parts, it can get to like 15 feet deep, which is fucking deep, but I mean...
Yeah.
For the most part, I don't think it's like too bad.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to be pretty fucking hammered to not be able to like swim in that.
Are you sure those people weren't just describing my old ass mom's pussy when you try and bang her? What the fuck? Well, you spread her legs and you just hear a creak.
Shit.
Dude, you stick your dick in and it looks like fucking Austin Powers' face after that shoe explodes.
All that fucking
Dude,
powder.
this podcast is slowly turning into us just talking about fucking each other's moms.
What
What
are you
is
talking about
going
slowly, dude? We've been doing that from fucking day one.
I know. But yeah, that's true. All right. And there have been countless searches in this area. Like in all the areas they believe that he could be, they've had friends, families, volunteers, emergency personnel, law enforcement, people on boats, horses, ATVs, everything. Like they've even brought in like a shit ton of dogs to do some searches.
Did they bring in any psychics?
I'm sure they did. They probably talked to a handful of them, dude.
They also watch Friends and Family Matters.
All the way through.
Like they're supposed to be searched. Like, yeah, where's that search party at? I see the van's here. They open up the back of the van and they just have like a portable DVD player. They're watching Friends.
They just hear, "Did I do that?"
They just keep doing the clap. They know every time the episode starts because they do that clap.
They're playing hide and clap with him, just hoping he'll clap back, but they're just doing the Friends clap.
They're asking the one guy's like, how come you weren't searching for the kids? You just been sitting your ass. He's like, I was taking a break.
We were on a break. And one of the times that search dogs were brought in, they did pick up a scent. Like I have heard they didn't pick one up right away, but after they used like a piece of Brandon's clothing or something from home, they were able to track it. And the dogs, they followed the scent and they take it down some of the back roads. They follow the scent to the edge of the river. And at one point, the dog that was on his trail jumped into the river.
Oh, wow.
And then jumped back out and then continued walking on. And many people believe that this meant Brandon had possibly fell into the river and drowned, or maybe he fell in and then managed to get out and kept on walking.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the dog jumped in and jumped back out. So that's something that's debated heavily, and we'll get into that on theories.
Absolutely.
And with temperatures that night being around 39 degrees, perhaps Brandon did fall in the water and got out and then passed away soon due to hypothermia. That is one popular theory. And more search dogs were brought in, and this time they brought in cadaver dogs, and even the cadaver dogs did pick up a scent a few times. So it is believed that there may be a dead body somewhere in the area or something that these dogs were picked up on.
Did they bring in dogs that perform magic?
They may have, yeah.
The Abra cadaver dogs?
Holy shit, dude. The fucked up thing is, like, I'm pretty sure almost every episode we say cadaver dogs.
I know.
Or at least we've said it a lot of times. For some reason, we've never cracked that joke.
Nice,
too.
And the one thing about this search area is that it is like 122 like square mile search area that they've narrowed it down to. But also from his car, they're like, he was on the phone for 45 minutes since leaving his car. So how far could he have walked in those 45 minutes?
Yeah.
And they've searched this area so many times. Like, this place has been heavily searched, but they haven't found anything yet.
It's crazy.
Hasse or Hasse, whatever the fuck his name is. Big Hoss. He brought in some expert handlers with their dogs. And Brandon's mother says she's not convinced that her son drowned, though. And she says, there really is nothing to indicate that he's in the river. According to her, one bloodhound followed a scent from the stranded car down a gravel road and then to an abandoned farm. It was a long trail, about 3 miles. The new trail path also led to the Yellow Medicine River. The dog actually jumped in the river, jumped back out, worked the trail up to another gravel road, and then lost the scent.
Wow.
And a lot of people believe that this trail is just like where he was on the phone is him walking on the phone, and then the trail ends possibly where the oh shit moment happened.
Yeah.
Because they're looking on the road, but he wasn't on the road when he was on the phone with his dad, because towards the end he said he was crossing over 2 fences and he was cutting through farms to get to try and head towards town.
Yeah, why
and
the
he
fuck
heard
would you do
water.
that?
So I don't know. Fuck that. And also a note here, the dogs, they do end up losing the scent down one of the gravel roads. And just by extremely shitty luck, it also just happened that the road that they lost the scent on, that road was re-graveled the day after Brandon disappeared.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So it's just extremely shitty luck. I don't know if it was
Holy shit,
re-graveled exactly. Something happened with it. I think it was re-graveled. That's what it was.
Well, if it's not Narnia, that's where Brandon is.
Yeah.
In the gravel.
But also, we don't believe that he was on the gravel road when the oh shit moment happened, since he was crossing fields and farmland.
The oh shit And then the crossing fields and farmland and fences just makes it sound like instead of oh shit, it's just oh brother, where art thou? He's just running from them through fields.
Do not seek the treasure.
Damn, we're in a tight spot. That's what he said.
And I also will mention the police, they do not have any evidence of foul play, and they believe that there's no foul play.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, there is no evidence of anything whatsoever. They do believe that Brandon's remains are somewhere within the search area of the 122 square miles, though. But yeah, I don't know how they can rule out foul play just because there's no evidence. It's hard because there's no legit evidence to anything at all.
Dude, was this guy a fucking track star? Like, if you gave me 45 minutes to walk away from one location, you need to, like, track me in, like, a 2 square mile. That's it. Like, that's fucking it.
Do they just not know what direction he walked in?
And that's the thing, is they don't know at all what direction he walked. I mean, they have some clues, like the gravel and the scents and trying to find the fences and stuff, but at the same time, Brandon's word where he 100% knew where he was
nowhere near.
Was fucking 20 miles away from where his car was found.
Which, that sucks right there, because if he would have just been where he said he was, they would have found him by now.
And that's why they say, like, if you get lost or broken down, don't leave. Like, stay put, because your chances of surviving are so much greater when you stay put.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if he would have waited in his car, it would have been cold at night, don't get me wrong, but
he would have
be alive and they'd find him.
Absolutely.
What does chances be, Kevin, percent-wise? Well,
Don't tell me the odds.
It's usually like 50-50%. But then when you throw in a genetic freak like Brandon, your odds go down way dramatically.
Scott Steiner math.
Scott Steiner math.
Yeah, I knew that's what it was going to be.
If you haven't seen the Scott Steiner math video, YouTube it. It's fucking good.
Dude, we're basically just promoting that on our
We
podcast.
do mention that a lot.
You said that, I think, at least 2 other times.
And now the reason that the police believe nothing has shown up in 10 years is because he could have walked in any direction from the car for 47 minutes. And that makes the search extremely hard. Like, even though search teams are, like, gridding out the areas and marking off, like, where they search and stuff, it's still incredibly fucking hard to find something out there. And who knows if plants grew over it or if he was covered by something. It's extremely fucking hard to find.
They set it up like Battleship. Try B-17. That's a miss.
And if he did indeed succumb to the wilderness or the river or hypothermia, you would think that there would be a body out there somewhere. So maybe his body is still out there somewhere and they'll find it. Hopefully they'll find it, get some closure. And since becoming the lead law enforcement agency on the case in 2010, they've only received like 90 tips, which is like incredibly fucking low.
Yeah.
Like, that's super low.
Oh, yeah, and especially in damn near 9 years. Holy shit.
Yeah. And Drew Evans said, like, we evaluate every tip we get. In fact, the last year or so, we've conducted 2 searches that were specifically related to tips we received. Unfortunately, neither led to new information about what happened to Brandon. But we will not quit these searches or our investigation until we can answer that question.
It's so fucked up this happened in 2008 and they haven't found this guy. It's like 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. That's like a little bit more realistic, but this happened not that long ago.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to see The Dark Knight or Iron Man.
Oh, what the fuck,
That's true.
man?
And here's a super important note also, since this is out in like the country, in regards to the search, there's a lot of private farms in the area that own like tons of acres of just farmland. And some of those areas can't be searched because it being private property and like the farmers don't want them bringing like dogs and all these people on it, which I can understand from their point of view.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want people to just walk over and trample around and everything like that. But I mean, it's kind of a dick move in a way, because I mean, they're trying to find a dead kid.
Oh yeah, you should fucking let him do it. Let him find him.
And some people do believe that is even a little suspicious, that some farmers won't let you search on their land for it. So we'll mention that in a theory. Some people find that a little odd. So alrighty, here we are about to jump into theories, because that's everything on the main case. You guys got anything to mention before we jump into this?
I know my favorite theory, but I'll say that after you say them.
Let's get to the theory.
So first, we're going to talk about the oh shit moment from the phone call and what it could mean. So first off, we don't exactly know how he said it. Only his dad heard it. So it could have been a quick oh shit. Or it could have been a oh shit. Or it could have been a oh my god, Happy, look out. From Happy Gilmore.
I think it was the last one.
Oh my god, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Wait for me, Abby Bernstein.
Wait for me.
Wait for me, my darling. But yeah, so his dad's the only one that heard it, and I don't want to discredit the dad at all. Like, remembering it, like, if he gets to a really dark place where, like, he thinks something bad may have happened, he may remember it as being like, oh shit.
Yeah.
When it could have been just a simple oh shit.
Absolutely.
So we don't really know how he said it exactly.
Yeah, that's what sucks so much about that.
His parents did say it sounded like the phone fell, and as it fell, like, that's when they heard him say oh shit. So we don't know if he yelled it or said it. His dad said he yelled it. His mom said, like, they heard him say oh shit. But as far as what it means, we don't exactly know. So Toof, what you said you had something to mention?
2 theories. It's dark out. What if he stepped in owl shit?
That's possible.
That's what he's trying to say.
Owl shit.
Owl shit.
And
he knew that it was owl shit.
How did he identify it so quickly?
That's true. It was pretty dark out.
he's a Minnesotian.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. He was basically raised by owls, is what you're saying.
Most likely. And the other theory I have is he was Josh from Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah. Tell where you are, Josh.
He was standing in the corner, and then he dropped the phone, like they dropped the camera.
Oh, fuck.
That wasn't.
Let's end the episode.
That wasn't Josh.
Yeah, Josh was the one who disappeared.
Yeah, it was Mike that was standing in the corner.
Because there's a theory that Josh was the Blair Witch doing it all along.
Yeah. A theory about the fake movie.
Yeah.
So the rest of the episode, we're going to talk about our Blair Witch theories.
How dare you call it a fake movie?
So as far as the oh shit part, some people believe that maybe he just dropped the phone, like Spence mentioned. Maybe he stepped in cow shit, dropped the phone, and it broke. Maybe he fell, possibly into the Yellow Medicine River.
Yeah.
Maybe none of this would have happened if he hadn't answered the phone.
Oh my God, which is our bonus Patreon episode. Don't
if
answer
you
the phone.
Pony up a good $1 or $2 a month for the podcast, you could learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we put ourselves through a lot watching that shit.
And one of the other theories about the oh shit is that maybe there was a farmer or a murderer or someone else out there maybe aiming a gun at him since he was crossing through farmlands.
Yeah.
What I think, honestly, is I just think the fucking battery died, and maybe it gave him like a signal, like a little thing. It's like about it, like he just knows it's about to die or something. Because he was on the phone. It was all night. This is at 2 a.m, and he was on the phone with his dad for 47 minutes. But who knows? I mean, I think maybe the battery just died, or he may have fell in the river. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was 2008. Maybe his phone gave him like a notification, like Barack Obama's gonna be your next president. He's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was when everybody thought it was the Antichrist.
So anything else on the oh shit moment before we go into the theories?
Yeah, that's when the cougar got him.
Oh, fuck a cougar.
Except it was just Leah Thompson.
Oh, that is a cougar.
I'll say which one of our moms did it then.
Nah, I don't think I have it.
All right, so the first theory is that he fell into the river and drowned. So many, including the authorities, believe that he fell into the Yellow Medicine River and drowned, and the search dogs, they give some credence to this theory a little bit since they also jumped in the river. However, I do like this theory about him falling into the river, but I don't know about drowning because eventually his body would have shown up somewhere. And the dogs, they do track him down the river and like down the bank, but they've searched this river and they haven't found anything. You would think maybe they'd find a shoe or clothes, a body or something, because eventually the body's going to float.
Yeah.
He walked across the river way more north of where they were looking, and he dropped his phone in the river, and it traveled down the river, and then where they pinged it at was many miles away from where he actually was.
I think they ping it from where the phone call was placed. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, there'll be a log in the computer of the tower.
So it wouldn't ping where it went off.
You dare challenge Zod?
Why do you say such things?
It was a good theory, though. It was
when
a
you
very
know
good
that
theory.
I will kill you. All right. So anything you guys want to mention about that theory, about the first theory?
I don't
think so.
I don't think you need to specify so specifically like river, but I do think he just fell and died
Yeah.
in some way. Yeah.
Theory 2, abducted by a murderer, possibly a serial killer. There's some that think that he was walking and maybe came across like he was hitchhiking maybe, or somehow just by shitty luck came across someone that murdered him.
Yeah. I mean, that's I don't want to say fun theory because this is an actual person, but that's a...
No,
Tantalizing,
tell us what's
sexy.
Tell us what's hilarious about
that's
that,
a
Tim.
fucking so funny theory. But no,
that is shitty.
It's an interesting theory.
It's the theory that would make the best movie.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true.
Yeah, it's an interesting theory. That's probably not what happened, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It would just have to be.
You would think there's.
I mean, if he was walking in the fields, I don't think there'd be a car.
Yeah.
Driving through those fields.
It's
unless the fucking Weasleys were out of control again. That's dumb. I'm sorry.
It's 2008 though. You'd think there'd still be some kind of evidence of that, like somewhere, somehow, something.
What about the theory that he saw like a 20-foot tall pop can? Because where he's from, they're just used to mini sodas.
Oh shit!
Jesus,
Oh
man.
shit! It's a 20-foot pop can.
I do kind of like
20-foot Coca-Cola, and all the polar bears are dying.
He literally just disintegrates. Like shoes and clothes and everything.
His dad forgot to mention that he heard a "oh shit," then he hears a. So it was a fresco.
That was just the sound of me breaking glass.
There's another good theory. Tooth just said he disintegrated. What if on some other planet Thanos got the gauntlet and all the stones, and he snapped his finger, and it just randomly only picked this guy to turn to dust from Earth?
He does have some pretty shitty luck. So
Yeah, dude, they just picked that guy.
I can see that happening.
I could kind of see him seeing a car coming and saying like, "Oh shit, someone's coming!" Like he hangs up that way he can hurry up and talk to the person pulling up.
Yeah,
but you would probably stay on the phone for that, though.
And the thing with that is, which is going to be why I don't like the next theory too, is according to his phone call with his dad, he's not on the road at all. Like he's already in the fields and shit.
Absolutely.
Which leads us to the next theory of hit and run. So some people do believe that possibly he was hit by a driver, and then the driver accidentally killed him. So that's why the driver's like, well, fuck, I got to cover this up. However, Brandon was walking through fields and trees, we believe, according to his father.
Yeah.
And if you do hit him out in the middle of nowhere and you're going to go as far as to cover him up, it'd be easier just to fucking leave him there.
Well, I don't know, because then they're going to come back for you with the hook for a hand. And,
they always come back.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, because Ben Willis showed us, not to.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, next theory.
It's just I know he did last summer.
Next theory. Or anything else about the hit and run theory?
I hate it. Stupid.
I don't think you would say, oh shit, unless I guess maybe if you saw the headlights coming. I don't know. I feel like
maybe the car didn't. Yeah, I mean, it would have lights on. You'd think you would have mentioned is that, there's a car coming.
Yeah. I feel
also.
like I mean, you could say, oh shit, there's a car coming, but then the phone wouldn't go.
Yeah, because if he saw people, he could just ask him for a ride. Like that would be thought number one, I would think.
Yeah.
Not I'm gonna just let them drive on by and continue my walk.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Unless he said, "Oh shit," his phone died.
Like right
and
there.
then he was hitchhiking, got picked up.
The hitchhiker the driver who was also a serial killer picked him up,
and
then took him to another state and then cut him into pieces and hit him in the walls.
Oh, like Jumanji.
Huh. Put the dice in your mouth.
In the jungle, you must wait.
All right, the next theory: abducted by alien assholes.
Nice, Andrew.
I don't know why whenever we have theories about aliens, we always had assholes do it. Those fucking assholes. Do you think there's any chance he was abducted?
Andrew does, but probably not.
No?
How close is he to Area 51? I'm guessing not all that close.
On a map, I mean, I don't know. Thumb to pinky, probably.
A couple 100 miles.
Honestly, that kind of makes a little sense because like aliens like to abduct aerodynamic people, and he did have those holes in his ears.
That's true. He had piercings.
Ears. I have my ears.
They saw that
pierced.
shit from space. They're like, holy shit, you see that kid? They're in space.
Wait, is that the only person on Earth that has their ears pierced?
You see how fast he's walking through that field? He's so aerodynamic.
Take that,
I thought he was going to be aerodynamic just because he weighed 120 pounds.
Oh my god.
I would rank this theory lower than the other ones in plausibility.
All right, so that'll lead us to our next one. He fell into a sinkhole or an open well. So Minnesota does have a shitload of sinkholes, some that range from 10 to 1,000 feet sometimes. And Minnesota has places with thousands of sinkholes, which is like super fucking scary.
Yeah.
However, the area that Brandon disappeared from is not in the right part of Minnesota where sinkholes develop. But I don't know anything about sinkholes really. Possibly he walked into an open well and fell, or maybe he was on a farm. Maybe he accidentally stepped into Mr. Haynes' asshole. I could see that happen and just fucking disappeared.
This is my favorite theory. Not that I think it's the most plausible. I don't know why I like it the most.
I mean, he said he was going across an abandoned farm, so they could have had an open well.
Yeah.
And he could have fallen in there, and that's why there's no body. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, because especially them saying that they think like the phone fell like like as they were hearing him say, "Oh shit." I mean, we don't know how he said it, but him stepping into something kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like the river they would have found him by now.
Wait, did you say Minnesota was known for its sinkholes?
Yeah.
I thought that was Ohio because of our moms. Oh wait, no, that's because they're known for their stinkholes.
Shut up, Jeremiah. That's too far, Jeremiah.
Too far, but it's so true.
All right, next theory.
Bigfoot.
You think Bigfoot?
Bigfoot ate him.
Possibly.
Bigfoot ate him?
He ate him. I don't want your life.
I don't want your life.
We thought that you was turned into a toad.
A hoarded toad.
Next theory.
Next theory, he disappeared on his own. Like he did this to escape and start a new life. I will mention there was a photo posted online like less than a year ago where like, this is him. This is Brandon Swanson.
Yeah.
And it's just like a guy who's like smiling at the camera with his arms crossed. It's like, if it was him, why the fuck would he take that picture?
Yeah, exactly.
It looked like a stock photo.
Oh,
it's like he's
fuck
not
yeah.
fucking doing that now.
Dude, I just kept saying in my head, I was like, please say Bat Boy, please say Bat Boy.
Bat boy.
He looks like Bat Boy now.
No, he doesn't. So we'll move past that one. I don't think he did that.
No.
Right on.
How about this theory? Hypothermia / died somewhere out in the woods / his body's waiting to be found still.
I mean, that's probably it.
So this theory is that he possibly fell into the river and he got out and was able to continue walking for a while. But due to the cold weather, the temperatures, and not being dressed for spending significant time outdoors, he ends up dying of hypothermia and his body was never found.
Yeah, because he was probably drunk.
Yeah.
He couldn't call his dad back because either his phone, for one, is probably just
Yeah, if
screwed
it
down.
falls in the water.
It falls in the water. And yeah, he could be anywhere because they don't even know where the fuck he was walking.
That actually makes the most sense because I watched some like detective thing series and they're saying like search dogs actually have trouble finding people that have a bunch of alcohol in their system. It's because like when you are hypothermic, your body releases sweat, and even though you're not hot and something like that, and it has to do with like all the alcohol toxins in your sweat.
And the toxins.
Yeah, and it's like harder for the dogs to actually like smell and trace that.
Well, alcohol is a disinfectant. So
I don't know. I
there's
made all
alcohol
that
in
shit
there.
up.
Oh.
You know
Sounds
what's
good, though.
You know what's fucking gross?
Dude, that really sounded really good.
Yeah.
When we used to play basketball after like drinking and being hungover and you're sweating and all you smell is beer.
Oh,
That
yeah.
shit's fucking nasty,
Yeah.
dude.
And then we're so fucking poor we had to lick each other to get drunk again.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why we were doing it?
Yeah, this theory is the most plausible, just combined with the idea that he fell and
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
cold, and we don't know where, but it's somewhere in that 122 square miles.
Definitely. I do like this one, the hypothermia and then dying somewhere and then still being out there to be found. Even though they have searched like everywhere, it's fucking hard to find.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, nobody knows where he was walking. He didn't even know.
Did they, after this search where no one could find him, did they nickname him the Clit?
Fuck off, dude. Fuck off, man.
We've been searching for 10 years and we still haven't found it.
Hey, Dad. Why do you keep showing up for this search? Oh, fuck. Dude, I hope my dad never listens. I love you, Dad. I hope you never hear this. Then he would know just how big of a fucking loser I really am. So the next theory is that he was killed by and eaten by a wild animal, which I feel like if that would have happened, then there'd be something left behind.
they
You
would've
know?
found
Minnesota has
something.
bears, right?
Yeah, they got some fucking crazy shit, but
Yeah, I mean, they still found Grizzly Man's remains and shit.
Oh, yeah, and the poop.
Yeah, they found. They dragged the bags worth of people out of them.
So here's another theory that I've
Holy
seen
shit.
some people have recently taken a liking to, is that he was accidentally killed since the dogs found his scent towards the abandoned farm, and it was also reported that dogs even picked up something coming from a farm excavator, which a farm excavator, the way I picture it, is like, who knows what that fucker could have run over.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could have probably killed like 1 million animals with that thing, you know, and I doubt they really clean it or anything like that. So who knows if that scent was a human or what. I mean, I don't know. I assume dogs can pick up like the human scent from it, but I have no idea.
I'm not even sure.
Oh, no, they run over bunny rabbits and groundhogs and shit every year.
So this theory is that maybe Brandon, he fell in the river, or maybe he didn't fall in the river, but if he did and he got hypothermia or whatever the reason, while he's crossing over through these abandoned farms, he passed out or fell asleep, or maybe he even just died there. But since it happened in a farmland, maybe a farmer didn't see him, and when he was out farming, he accidentally ran him over with the farm excavator, and then he didn't want to get in trouble. So either he like tried to cover it up, or just that's maybe why one of the farmers doesn't let you search on his land or something.
Yeah.
But regardless, maybe he died beforehand and the farmer ran him over with it, and he didn't know. Maybe he's like, oh fuck, I killed this kid.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't know. I could see that possibly happening.
Yeah, it's fucked up whoever thought of that idea, because I mean that could be what happened, but
I think they pieced it together with like, all right, the dogs can follow his trail and it ends around an abandoned farm, and then supposedly one of the farm excavators the dogs pulled could find scents off of.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could see this being possible. I don't know.
Absolutely.
If it's
yeah. Can't really rule it out.
Yeah. And whether or not he died or was passed out, I mean, we have no way of knowing.
Well,
who knows?
The good thing is, even if he wasn't dead, if he was just passed out and that thing hit him, he probably didn't feel it. It was probably pretty quick.
Yeah. Fuck, that would suck, dude.
Yeah, it would suck. I mean, knowing it was coming, like being tied down and watching the fucker coming to you, but...
Like the guy from Austin Powers on the steamroller.
No!
Fuck.
But
that's not funny. I'm sorry.
Wait, we're theorizing that he was killed by the machine?
Well, whether he was killed by it, like he passed out, or if he was already dead.
Yeah.
We're saying like the farmer just didn't know he was there.
This was at night, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, farmers get up super early, too, to do this. So who knows if he even saw him or was paying attention.
Possible.
So,
I definitely lean towards he was already dead.
Yeah, I would lean towards that, too, instead of him just sleeping in the middle of his field or passed out.
Because he wouldn't... If he fell unconscious, he is dead, one way or the other, in that weather, pretty much.
Yeah. So regardless of the theory you believe, it's just a sad and a fucking heartbreaking case. It really, his mother seems like such a sweet woman, and I feel just incredibly bad for his parents. And his mother has a bunch of quotes where you're just like, fuck, man, this is so fucking sad. Like one of the quotes she said is, maybe I'm a terrible mother for this, I don't know. But I felt very early on, before the first 24 hours were up, that something terribly wrong had happened. It's a weird place to be because there's always a little glimmer of hope, but then I think that's my heart, but my mind knows it's not going to happen that way. I talked to my daughter about it this summer, and I said to her, you know, I'm not sure Brandon is going to be found in my lifetime. And then she said, Mom, I don't think he's going to be found in my lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just super fucking sad, man.
It sucks because that right there is just a complete loss of hope.
Oh yeah,
Well,
it's fucking incredibly sad. I mean, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
It's just, and they left like the porch light on for him, like in case he ever comes home, so that, like he can find his way, and like they leave it on every night. It's just sad as fuck. It's really is heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking for sure.
So do they honestly think he's like a TV star? They don't think they're going to see him in their lifetime? Just change the channel. Maybe he's on ESPN.
Oh my God, Jesus, who?
Annette's mother even goes on to say, when you have lost somebody but you have no answers, there's no knowing where they are or even what happened to them. Your brain is in a constant state of trying to figure it out, but you don't have anything to go on. It's searching. It's searching for answers. It's searching for where, who, what, where, when, why, and you can't find it. So it's just fucking like this lady.
That would be fucking awful.
I feel so fucking bad for his family, but his mom is just like, it's so fucking sad.
She's probably got like a minute of sleep in the last 10 years.
Yeah. So there was something good to come out of this case, at least. A year after Brandon Swanson disappeared in 2008, the Minnesota legislature passed something called Brandon's Law, which requires authorities to respond more aggressively to cases of missing adults up to the age 21 and of older adults who disappear under suspicious circumstances. So not like in this case where they waited 6 hours. Now, because of Brandon's Law, they have to respond like aggressive immediately.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? They may have been able to find him if they would have. You don't know, but they might have. There's
just so many questionable things. Like, we don't know why he did this or certain things, but just stay put. That's what sucks. If he would have stayed put, he'd be fine. I mean, he might have gotten in trouble if he was drunk, but I mean, he wouldn't be missing or dead.
Absolutely.
So,
I agree.
all right. Anything about this case you want to mention before we go on to our honorary brother and our Patreon shout out?
I think I like I don't know why I like the sinkhole. I know that's not what happened.
Yeah.
What happened is that what I think happened is that he fell in the water, got out, and died somewhere.
Yeah. That's
but
what I think. It's the one that's like, it has the most probability of happening.
for some reason, I just kind of want it to be a sinkhole, though. I don't know why.
Well, what if, like, when he heard water running, he just ran into Fawn's Pond?
Oh, my God. That's an ICP song.
Oh.
Yeah, if he did fall into a sinkhole, though, what they need to do is check and see if there's anyone over in China that looks like him. That's so dumb.
That's how that works.
That's so dumb.
I like that. No, that's good.
China.
All the way to the other side. That's so dumb.
Yeah, I definitely think hypothermia, falling, maybe the river,
You guys mentioned this
something
kid.
like that. But that all of that is second to the Narnia theory.
So, alrighty, here we go on to our honorary brother. And if you want to be an honorary brother, all you have to do is leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we just pick reviews from there. And I try to do them all in order, but I think I may have missed some. So the one that we're doing today, it may be a repeat. I don't remember if we read this one or not. Like, I know I've sent it to Tim because I thought it was funny when I read it. But alrighty, here we go. So this has kind of got a little M. Night Shyamalan going on. The title of it is Trash.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And it's by It's Me, Steph D. This podcast is trash, but the good kind of trash. Like the kind of trash your grandma goes in the dumpster to look for and then gives to you as a gift for being so good or as a birthday present.
What the fuck?
Also, where can I find my own tooth? Hashtag Wildman.
Yes. You just fucking have this one.
That's a fucking very dangerous assumption because much like vampires, they can't, like, Tooth can't just go into your house until you invite him in, and you have just fucking invited the beast to come into your house. I think he just farted. Did he just rip a
He
thunderous
did it,
fart?
dude. It fucking rumbled the
Oh,
floor.
it's stinky.
Oh, god damn it.
But I don't just want you to invite me in. I want you to give me your Wi-Fi password, too. And then I'll unleash a sea of torrents.
What a good clean joke.
So thank you, Steph D, for that review. That was a pretty funny one. I like it.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
And if you got the balls, Steph D, send me that Wi-Fi password.
Okay, dude.
I'll use it from here.
And while bringing that up, I did also come across our 1-star review again.
Oh, yeah.
So that was we got a 1-star review from a girl who's never heard an episode of ours, who only heard our 15-minute promo episode that's not even on our feed.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
another one like that?
No, that's just the same one. But I just came across that again, so I thought it was funny.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, this is all feeling like deja vu.
Yeah, because she didn't like our jokes. So,
And-
whatever.
Come on, nobody likes our jokes.
Yeah, you uptight. You fucking broad. I'm just joking. No, I completely understand. I respect it. It's fine.
I don't respect it.
I
Fuck
don't
you.
at all. Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
not a
guys.
fan.
Well,
We all can't be haters. Wait.
We can't love on the 1-star review people. Come on.
yeah, fuck off. You bitch.
We,
So, alrighty, here we go on to our Patreon shoutouts. So, we do have a Patreon page. I think it's just patreon.com/brotherscommonplace. But if you sign up for our Patreon, it's either $1 or $5 a month. You get a bunch of free shit. You get bonus episodes. We have a couple jingles on there. We do a movie review series we just started. And also, I'll mail you some stickers and a thank you note. So, it really helps us out. It supports the show and makes all this happen.
Hell yeah.
So, we do have one Patreon shout out this week. His name is Mike Hawk,
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
which I'm like about 99% sure that's just like a joke name, Mike Hawk.
I don't want it to be.
And either way, it still fucking makes me
No.
laugh.
Please tell me that's your real name, man.
I don't think it is. I think I know who it is.
Oh, damn
he's
it.
the one who took that cat that your grandma
Oh,
saw.
my God.
Mike Hawk. And if it is the person I think it is, Thunderstruck.
Oh,
I think it's him.
Oh, no. It's
the one
okay.
we were talking about a little
Fuck
bit
yeah.
ago. So, yeah, thank you very much, Mike Hawk.
It's either him or fucking Bart Simpson.
Fuck yeah. So, thunder. So, thank you very much. And, yeah, is there anything Anything you guys want to mention before Spence does our closing shit?
I wondered if Mike Hawk is in the parking lot. Is Mike Hawk in the parking lot?
No, I think it's in my mom. It's buried in Kevin's mom.
Oh, fuck yeah, it is.
Alrighty, Spence, hit us with the closing shit, brother.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Brothers Commonplace. If you'd like to support us, there are several ways that you can do that, and I'm going to tell you what they are.
Bake the pizza, put the toppings on.
Yeah, that's true.
What are the toppings?
The toppings are our website, brotherscommon.place.
I love this.
Our email, brotherscommonplace@gmail.com.
Spicy.
We have a Twitter. We have a Facebook. Spread the word. Let the people know. And, of course, there's the Patreon page where you can do a monthly donation if you'd like to help us keep the lights on, keep the little flickering lights on the sound mixer going. Those LEDs aren't cheap. So, thank you all for listening, and support us if you feel it in the goodness of your heart to do so.
What if the reason Andrew hasn't been on the podcast is because we need to pay the bills? So we have Andrew on a treadmill in the back just running this whole time.
It's the treadmill from Family Matters where if he stops running, it fucking blows up because there's a bomb in it.
It's the treadmill from Family Matters where if he stops running, he won't be Steve Urkel anymore.
He has to keep that title.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So special thanks to everyone that has already left us a 5-star review on iTunes or just anyone that's signed up for our Patreon or just anyone that's ever reached out to us with email or Twitter or Instagram. It really does mean a lot to us. We know we're not a big podcast at all, but the fact that anyone even tells us that they enjoy the show, and it just means the world to us. I get incredibly excited every time I have a message from a listener that just says, hey, keep up the good work, or I enjoy the shitty jokes. Just small shit like that really just makes my day worth it. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Kev, it's just like that lady that saw us and talked about our podcast. She's like, it doesn't matter how big you are, just as long as you know the motion of the ocean, baby. You can make any girl happy. I was like, Mom, stop talking to him.
And if you do want to support our show, like we said, we have a Patreon page. And if you want to buy some merchandise, you can go to thebrotherscommonplace.threadless.com. We have our logo on a bunch of merchandise. We also have the hashtag Wildman on there that you can buy stuff of. Yeah, that's about it. Just thank you, everyone. It's really been just incredible. Just the fact that anyone listens and sends us shit. It's super cool.
For sure. I want to say I'm super proud that somebody actually said what we should feed Andrew or whatever the fuck I asked for last week. Yeah. I had not thought of anything, and I was kind of just on the spot and was like, I'm just gonna say this. I didn't expect any response to that, so that's pretty awesome. I guess go back to an oldie but a goodie, but if you guys just want to give us movies to review, we're doing that a lot for the Patreon. We just did one the other day that should be coming up here soon. That movie was fucking garbage. I'm not going to tell you what movie it is. You guys will find out. But if you have any ideas, just let us know on any movies you want us to review. We'll try to do it.
We will accept Joe Dirt 2 now.
No, we won't yet.
If we ever get $1,000 a month on Patreon, we will review Joe Dirt 2. We are almost 10% of that goal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for this Patreon bonus episode, we're going to be reviewing Don't Answer the Phone. And then the next one is going to be Drop Dead Gorgeous, because we did have a request to do that.
That's pretty cool.
So
wait, what is our percentage to that goal, you said?
About 10.
Oh, so that's about the Rotten Tomato score of Joe Dirt 2 also. Huh?
Yeah, that's fucking doing it a favor.
Say, come on, man. There's no way I got a 10.
So already, Toof, I want to hear your words of wisdom, man. We need it. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I want to be wiser than I woke up.
All right, so me and Andrew try and promote the podcast. He's not here, but trust me, he's out there spreading the word, man. And he thinks it's kind of sexist that we just keep saying wild man all the time. He's like, you guys don't throw a wild woman enough in there. Where's the equality? I was like, we fucking totally do, Andrew. What the fuck? And he's like, all right, so let's go and try and meet as many lady listeners as we can and spread the word. And I was like, all right, cool, how you want to do it? And Andrew's like, all right, so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to wear trench coats, right? But we're going to be naked underneath. And I was like, this is kind of fucking weird, dude. This is pervert shit. I'm in. And he's like, all right, so I've been building a lot of smegma on my dick. And I was like, all right. He's like, we're gonna go hit on these girls, and then we're gonna make them like us, and then we're gonna tell them about the podcast, and they're gonna like it even more. I was like, all right, what do you call this plan? Like the smegma dick plan, hitting on girls. He's like, it's an old tactic I do. It's called mac and cheese.
Jeez.
So far,
I love it.
I don't think we got any new listeners, but we do got a couple misdemeanors.
Alrighty, is that it? Anything else before we shut her down?
I think so.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
Laugh the dark stuff.
Hashtag wild woman.
Oh, hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag pretzels.
Hashtag Mamma Mia. Hashtag stinkhole.
That just sounded good.
Hashtag the last bandoleros. Check those fuckers out.
That's right.
That's a long hashtag, but you know.
Hashtag Narnia.
This February, history will be made. Millions will watch as 80 years of unjust stigma is left in the past. A product that drove good people to the black market will be revealed as one that's creating a new global market. This February, what inspired the symbol of counterculture will at long last be seen as just culture. The new normal is coming. Will you be one of the first to see it? Visit medmen.com to watch an exclusive preview.
It's time to break the cycle of waste and mess. Time to stop accepting that the way things have been done are the way they should be done. Control-Alt-Delete everything you thought you knew about how to period. We're flipping the script, we're throwing out the book, we're challenging the period status quo. The Diva Cup is eco-friendly, reusable, and offers up to 12 hours leak-free protection. So what are you waiting for? Join the inner revolution with the Diva Cup. The Diva Cup is used for menstrual flow only. Always read and follow the user guide.